This partnership resulted first in a report released here in Amman last year, which projected a clear regional image of ICT integration and e-readiness in the education systems of Egypt, Jordan, Oman, Palestine, and Qatar. And then today, this short workshop builds on this foundation and provides additional capacity development opportunities for statisticians, ICT managers, and related Ministry of Education staff. It is worth recalling that the regional survey initiative carried out last year is a pilot experience of cooperation between the Talal Abu-Ghazaleh Organization, the UNESCO Institute for Statistics in Montreal, Canada, and the UNESCO Amman office. It is globally recognized that there has been a shift occurring whereby traditional economies are striving to become knowledge economies. This trend is characterized by changing demand from manual skills and routine cognitive tasks to growth in new knowledge innovation. With this, tertiary education and society as a whole increasingly require highly skilled students and workers with problem-solving abilities, as well as communication and teamwork skills. ICT is believed to play a significant role exactly in this transformation. And I will elaborate now, if you allow me, on why collecting data on ICT in education and why developing internationally comparable statistics is important. Statistics in ICTs in education are important for two distinct reasons. First, within a context of increasing use of ICT across many economic and social sectors, ICT metrics are vital to support policymakers in the identification of educational priorities and policy development. ICT statistics can inform governments in national strategies relating to a variety of strategic areas, including strengthening national infrastructure, adopting appropriate technology in schools, as well as strategies to improve the human resources, teachers mainly, needed for delivering ICT-related curriculum. In other words, before good policies can be developed, good data must be available. Secondly, ICTs in education statistics play a fundamental role in monitoring and benchmarking the global development agenda. Within the Millennium Development Goals and certainly in the emerging post-2015 development agenda, the unprecedented strategic opportunities offered by ICTs to improve the quality of education have been underscored as a tool to overcome, among others, the major global changing of poverty eradication. Shifting now our focus to overall state of primary and secondary education in our region, the 2013-2014 edition of the UNESCO Education for All Global Monitoring Report reveals some important advances towards education for all in the Arab region of the past decade. In the Arab states, for example, the primary net enrollment ratio increased from 79% in 1999 to 89% in 2011. Despite this progress, 5 million children in primary school age are still out of school in our region. Millions are also likely to be denied the right to education in countries which have suffered and are still suffering from conflict, and such as Iraq, and now for the past few years, of course, Syria. Previous reports also reveal that once in school, many students are not learning the basics. Within some variations across countries, the primary education is often not of sufficient quality to ensure that children can learn the basic elements. The marginalized are being left behind, and fewer girls than boys are in schools. Discrimination in education and training is also prevalent in workplace, where young women with with young women being paid less than men for equal jobs. The poor quality and relevance of learning in the region creates a huge skill deficit among young people. 1 in 5 young people in the Arab states have never completed primary school and struggle to find well-paid and secure jobs. An estimated 10.5 million young people in the region require at least a basic level of secondary education in order to possess the foundational skills needed to find work at the minimum wage. Some of the key gaps lie in problem solving, ICT skills, and developed critical thinking. Although there are some successful examples of bridging the gap between school and workplaces requirements, such opportunity remain limited, and access to particular occupations is compromised by the lack of these basic foundational skills. UNESCO believes that under the right conditions, ICTs can have a massive impact on the expansion of learning opportunities to greater and more diverse populations like marginalized groups, minorities, unemployed people, people with disability, youth, and adults engaged in lifelong learning processes. This impact extends beyond national geographical boundaries and goes beyond cultural barriers as well, outside the confines of the traditional teaching institutions. Indeed, technology can improve the teaching and learning processes by reforming conventional delivery systems. ICTs can be therefore a powerful tool for enhancing the quality of learning and facilitating new skills formation to accommodate a rapidly evolving labor market. In Jordan, there have been several commendable initiatives to ensure the Jordanian education system takes full advantage of the immense potential of ICTs. The aim is to develop a critical mass of human capital that would boost the country's aspiration to a knowledge economy. Many of these inspired pioneer projects make extraordinary efforts in deploying, for example, computer labs with internet access, printers, scanners, data projections in public school, along with e-learning portals. The report launched in 2013 tends to corroborate that computer resources in Jordan and Oman are much more widely available than in other countries in the region. We should notice, however, that rural and remote schools seem to be particularly disadvantaged in terms of ICT availability for learning. However, and interestingly, while many girls are out of school in a number of Arab states, gender differences in access to ICTs appear marginal, and wherever they exist, they tend to favor females over males. Given the large investments being made in the area of ICT's integration in education in Jordan and in the region, and the increasing strategic importance of this topic for many countries, it appears still that the availability of basic data or indicators to assess the state, intensity, and more importantly, the actual impact of the use of technology in schools remains a challenge. Meanwhile, education ministries in many countries have increasingly appreciated the incremental benefits of their investment in ICTs in educational outcomes. Let me conclude by saying that as an intellectual organization, UNESCO role in this area is to nurture and promote cost-efficient best practices. Within that, the continued collection of sound evidence of the benefits of ICT's use in education is imperative for improved policy development and enhanced standard setting. It is my hope that this joint initiative between UNESCO and the TAG organization will further continue, and we have already explored a few areas for that, and that it will make an increasingly critical contribution to an expanding knowledge society in Jordan. Thank you.